talking.
Hello, rap fans. Welcome to another RHLSTP. People in the chat room saying it's buffering. Let me know, Chris, if that's a problem. And Terry, let me know if it's a problem as well. Hope you're all very well. Welcome to Twitch of Fun. I don't know, it's about episode 89 or something, is it? I don't know. Look it up. Let me know if the quality of the recording is too bad, and I will start again. I have had some problems with my internet, but it should be all right because we're wired in to the wall via a very special device that should make it work. We've managed to, the Victorian Ghost Child has once again, did I say RHLSTP? Welcome to Twitch of Fun. I'm very old and confused. I've had personal training today and very tired. And, I'm thinking, lockdown isn't coming back, is it? I've just been waiting for lockdown. We've all been hoping for it. But, it's not come back. And this, feels like something that should really be in a lockdown. So if you're a big fan and you love the show, you want it to carry on, I can only suggest if you get work in some kind of laboratory, leave the door open, cut your put your fingers through that polythene stuff and then cut your finger on something. But I'm not really getting much else done except podcasts at the moment, and I'm wondering about maybe for the summer we'll have a little break over the summer and consider our position. We'll see. But before we do that, I would miss doing this. So, you never know what will happen. But it's eating into my life. And, some people are worried for my mental health because I'm spending a lot of time talking to puppets up here. They don't understand the puppets are alive and they're my best friends. Some of them, and some of them I don't like so much. Look at this, Josh VC. Look, this is what I loved. I mean, I love to see it, but I obviously don't love to see it. I was gone up, but someone who's saying they listened to Can I Have My Ball Back and went in for an ultrasound, and are now a member of the One Ball Club. I hope it's. I mean, I don't hope. I assume it's because they found something wrong with the testicle. I hope people aren't trying to emulate me just by taking one ball off, because we'll see how good I look. I look good in a pair of Speedos with my one ball. And so a lot of guys think, look, get a bit of that Richard Herring action. He's always got the chicks all around him, the old birds all on him and stuff, flapping around. I love some birds, but their beaks pecking at his face. So don't do it unless you've got, if they find out you've got cancer. But it's, it's not something that makes me happy that other people have testicular cancer, but it's a nice little offshoot of what I've done and what's happened to me that it's helped other people discover in time that they may have an issue. And it's true, Richard Herring fans don't tend to use their testicles anyway, so, half of nothing is still nothing, isn't it? If you take half of something that's not used, is still nothing. Bethany had one ball put in, so she can match you. Thank you very much. What if we don't have ball cancer? Will you still sign our balls? Says Video Phone 3000. I don't understand what you're talking about. No, I won't do that. Anyway, we have someone from last week has come back, and the Ian Twitch has asked them to. It's a bit like when Richard Bacon took cocaine during an episode of Blue Peter. It's unbelievable that thing happened now. That they were back in the day. They were just snorting coke on kids' TV. But the characters, if we want to carry on with the show at all, this character has to make an apology for their behaviour last week. So hopefully here they are. Hello, Richard is me, Henry Hippo. Is it Henry Hippo or Henry the Hippo? I don't remember, Richard. I do not know. That all I know is I have a magic scarf. I answer to either, is the answer. Okay. I have a magic scarf. Oh, look at it. Oh, what kind of magic can it do? What kind of magic can't it do? That's the question I would ask you, Richard. Yeah, and what I'm asking is what kind of magic can it do? What kind of magic can't it do? That's my response. Look, I've been asked to come on by Ian Twitch to say I'm very sorry. Last week, off the top of my head, in the excitement, I veered away from the it's very tightly scripted, the show. It's very tightly scripted. And I veered away from the script and came up with an idea of my own, a catchphrase, if you will. A lot of people found it sexist in this day and age. I don't know why. I thought it was a celebration of the artifacts I mentioned. I said I liked them. I didn't say they were bad. No, don't say it. I'm not going to say it, Richard. I know. And I have promised. I signed an affidavit with Ian Twitch and Richard as the witness to say I will never say this abhorrent catchphrase ever again, because I know it offended a lot of people. Are you laughing while you said no? I know it offended a lot of people. A lot of people thought it was sexist, as I say. It is not. I mean, it wasn't sexist. It's just childish, and we don't want to. I'm trying to do a serious news satirical show here, if anything, if there's any comedy in it, and it was just a bit broad and old-fashioned, I suppose. I don't think it's sexist to mention the things, but it makes. I would think if any woman were to watch this, well, that's unlikely. Bethany's watching it. Yeah. I mean, some people in the chat room are claiming to be when Richard. I don't know if you've been on the internet before, but that can happen. If any women were to accidentally watch this, I think it might offend the sensibility. So I'm glad you've apologised. Yes, and there's one more thing I'd like to add to my apology. Please do. I mean, you've said enough probably, but if you have something else. There's one more thing I think I should say. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and say it, then we can put this behind us and we can get on to, your adventures with your magic scarf, how that happens. Yeah, there's just one thing. There's one thing I want to say, Richard. Yeah, what is it? What's the thing you want to say? It's big waddling doobies. Big waddling doobies. Is it wobbling or wobbly? Wobbling. Big wobbling boobies. They're wobbling all around. And they're big, and I love them. Oh, I love to look at the big wobbling boobies, Richard. And the small ones, the big ones, the wobbly ones, they're the best ones. Oh, big wobbling boobies. You're going to get us taken off the air. We'll have to do another apology next week. Henry Hippo? Can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. He can't remember. Let's crack on with the satire. I think hopefully we can edit that before it goes out. Yeah, but can we edit that, Terry? Yeah, no problem. We can edit that out through the broadcast. That's fine. So all of this bit, obviously, edit yourself out. Yeah, I'll take myself out. It's going well, Richard. Just don't worry. It was good. You got the apology. Or you could just cut off before the big wobbling boobies. Yeah, but don't you say it as well. They can't hear me. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And okay. So shall we just crack up? Just cut. And then splice it back in. I'll do a little stinging or something, which will be fine. Okay, great. So that was Henry Hippo there. Heartfelt apology, and I hope Ian Twitch feels better about everything and lets us carry on. Let's have a look and see what's going on in the news today. The FBI charged a man who stole Dorothy the Wizard of Oz's slippers. They're worth $430 million or something. And he stole them. But how did he get caught? Because, he had the perfect means of escape, didn't he? If you've got those slippers, it can never catch you. And some will say, well, they take you home. No, you just have to say there's no place like home, and you'll be at home. You can say there's no place like the Trocadero. You'll be at the Trocadero. There's no place like Club Tropicana by the Sea. You'll be in Western-super-Mare. There's no place like Pizza Express in Woking. You'll be there. There's no place like the Tora Bora Caves in Afghanistan. You'll be there. So I don't understand how this guy got caught. He's been on the run for a long time. I guess if you're running in shoes like that, you've got to be careful. So that's my joke. That's my joke about that. I've got another joke coming up now. Watch out for this. That was the first one. If you're from Channel 5, keep watching. Centaur Park Resort put up for sale. It's for sale for £4.1 billion or something like that. It's around about that. Didn't look it up. And what I'd say is, I'm going to stay there in August. So I might buy it and then I'll get my money back because I'll own it and I'll be in profit after 3 days because it's so expensive to go there. That's what I'm saying. Why do they spell it like? I mean, I know it's a Dutch company, but like you're in England now, guys. Like, don't Centaur Parks with a ER and a C. Get bloody real. It's Centaur Parks, and they're not in the centre. They're all kind of dotted around the edge. Longleat, that's not in the centre, is it? The one in Norwich, that's not in the centre. The one in the Lake District, that's not in the centre. Absolutely. You know, maybe they should do Centaur Parks. How about that? We could do a sketch like that. There's you go there. There's a lot of people who are half man, half horse, in a park. It's not even a park, is it? So much as like just a load of cabins in a wood. It's not a park. You don't have loads of Centaur Parks. That's my Centaur Parks material, whisking through it today. It's going very well. So that's the kind of thing I can do. I can just, you know, a little bit of that was with the Centaur Parks. Just riff that. I'd thought about the Centaur Parks joke before, I have to admit that, but really worked that up with the writing team. But the Centaur Parks just came up. I thought, what if it was Centaur Parks? Then I thought, it's not really a park. And I met that bit was all made up. This bit, we're back to being scripted again on this bit, but that bit was all made up. So it's... So that's about it for this week. I don't want to do a very long show. 10 minutes or 11 minutes already. It's incredible. I don't want to do a very long show. I'm a bit tired. I want to go and spend some time with my wife. So, did somebody say center parting? No, and that's not an unvaginal pubic hair. No, they didn't say there was center parting. Vaginal pubic hair. No, nobody said that. Let me out my box. I want to come on. All right, you can come on. Hey, it's me, Ali. I'm cheeky knee. Woohoo! Hold on. Wait, sorry. I was blinking at it then. Which one's the hair? Not that one. There we go. Hooray! I'm cheeky knee. Hello, rat fans. And sit on it, the other, of course, don't forget that. And no one likes to sing trees. Aside, yes they do. Hello, it's me, Ali. I'm a little drunk. But I'm okay. How's your week been? I've been in a docks, Richard. I've been in a docks. And it's been quite unpleasant. You don't really treat me very well upside down. I was upside down all week. You got to give me a little bit of the attention there, though. You know, look after the... Video phone 3000. Would he do a cameo for my dad? Would you do a cameo for his dad's 60th birthday or her dad's their dad? Let's just say that it's easier. Their dad's 60th birthday. He doesn't know Ali, but think it'd scare him. No, I wouldn't do that. Fuck off, video phone 3000, and go fuck off your old fucking 60-year-old. What an old man he is. Fuck him. I suppose you could just show him that for free. I'm flea dagging. Thank you, sit down, Jen, to remind me. I'm rendering. I'm cheeky knee. Let's work out these things. There we go, look. Let's do it proper. I'm winking at it. I'm winking at it. It's creepier now you can do that. So you had a good week? You had a good week, son? I thought it was nice to call me son, thanks, Dad. I see you as my child, really. I see you as the son I never had. You to nice fern, being neither tatty nashe. And my wife being a right old frigid cow, and I right. Look, stop this. Sex. We're never going to get any female viewers if you carry on with the sexist stuff. We live in the 21st century. I'm a very forward-looking feminist. And I think women should be treated as if they're equal. So I would like everyone to work with that. Good joke, Richard. Thank you. Should we have a look at the news? Yeah, let's see if anything comes up. Then we just fuck off. Oh, we don't owe any of these cunts anything. You're in a very feisty mood today. We don't owe you fuck all, you load of freeloading pricks. Some of them pay. Some of them subscribe on Amazon Prime. That gives us money. Yeah, they don't pay anything, do they? Some of them do, and some of them are badges and stuff, I expect. Fuck the lot of them. Fuck the lot of them. All right. Let's see what I've got in my drawer of fun. Here we go. Well, we know you've sort of turned against the royal family a little bit, Ali, in recent weeks. Only King Charles, that fucking freeloader. He's a freeloader as well, isn't he? Queen Elizabeth II, I don't know if you remember her. I remember her very well. She was a fantastic queen. QE2. A funeral cost government £162 million. Oh, that's fine. The government can pay for that as long as we're not paying for it. I think we pay for it. No, it says the government paid for it. Look, everyone deserves a good send-off, and if you can't send £162 million in the middle of an economic crisis on putting an old woman in a grave in a cathedral, then what can you spend £162 million on? I mean, I suppose you could spend it on basic resources, food for people who are struggling, put it towards energy bills. I mean, it wouldn't go far, but it would make a difference for some people, especially if you gave it to one person. You could, bring services back. What I don't really get about, people, what the Conservatives and this current government, I think if they can cut everything back and cut taxes back, it's better. But if you're making everyone pay for everything individually, like health and funerals, look, this is the government's paid this funeral. It's 162 million. Imagine how much it would be if you had to pay yourself. If the Queen had to fork out her own money for that, that would have been very pricey. It's obviously going to cost more if people are making profit out of it. So I don't understand why we've cut back on all these services. We should all put our money in. They should tax the rich. Is that you? Well, they should tax me more than they tax me, for sure. And you think you're rich, do you? Well, compared to some people, I'm doing okay. Thank you very much to everyone for, helping me look after my family and my puppets. I try to give as much back as I can. Not very much, but it's as much as I can do. If it was 162 million and they chucked in the coronation for free, maybe, or if they'd just done the coronation at the funeral, that would have at least saved some money, wouldn't it? They just chucked her in, they go, oh, while we're here, stick this crown on Charles. Stop crying, mate, what's wrong with you? Well, I'm not a fan of the royal family anymore, which I used to do when Queen Victoria was on the throne. Even Queen Elizabeth II, but now fucking dig-eared, jug-eared, tampon-loving Charles is on the throne. He talks to plants. He does talk to plants, yeah. You've just named a load of stereotypes about him, little things people say. I was hoping you'd come up with something more. Literature can only come up with incredible rants once in a lifetime. Not every day. It's all fine. Well, it does seem weird. It does feel inappropriate that a family with loads of money have taken £162 million plus the money for the coronation at this particular time. I mean, this isn't, and I'm not saying anything that anyone isn't thinking, but half the country at least seem quite behind this. Is there any way out, Richard? I don't think there is. I think we're the whole world's fucked, but we're in a country where people seem blind to just basic truths, and Brexit, which we're going to talk about later. Oh, you're going to talk about Brexit? About what Brexit? Oh, we are going to talk about Brexit, yeah. We'll talk about that later. Oh, I'm really tired. You do seem tired. My throat's hurting. I know. How do you know my throat's hurting? I mean, I just can tell from the way you're talking. Well, when I'm talking as myself. Well, yes, obviously as you're talking as yourself. Who else would you be talking as, Richard? You fucking lunatic. I don't know. Let's move on. We're just saying platitudes about the royal family. May she rest in peace. I think if they just made 161 million and then just spent £1 million, I don't know. They could have just chucked some food out of a helicopter. They could have got their Red Arrows to come over, just dropping food on poor people, couldn't they? Spent £1 million on that. Would have been something. Would have been just a gesture. Let's move on. Talking of people treating the poor badly, there we go. Anne Widdecombe, the former Brexit Party MEP and Conservative cabinet member, surely was she? I don't know. Claimed there was no given right to low food prices amid rising inflation, and they said, what if they can't afford cheese sandwiches? As a sort of Marie Antoinette thing, said, don't make cheese sandwiches if you can't afford the ingredients. Which, I don't know. I mean, this is quite depressing, isn't it? This is all quite depressing stuff. Do a funny musical song about this. No, I don't think I will. I don't think it's all really worth it. It is, she joins that long list of people. It's happened throughout history, hasn't it? People in a privileged position. Well, what should you do? Well, if you can't afford, I mean, I don't know. leave the butter out. That would save some money. It's just my tip for poor people. Make a cheese sandwich, just don't put any butter in. Let the cheese, yeah, probably be all right. Just eat the cheese and the bread separately. Then you'll save yourself some making time. You know, you're spending time, and then you can use that time, get a job for that 1 second where you're not putting the cheese inside, earn some money, and then you can afford to eat the cheese. I mean, I would have put Branston pickle in, but I'm guessing that's not on the menu for this cheese sandwich. You know, if you're in the point where you can't afford cheese sandwiches, you're not spreading a bit of Branston in there, are you? I would say take the Branston out, but I think you're at the lowest. It is hard, Anne Widdicombe. I must admit, it's really hard to give people advice. I don't know, maybe give people a bit more money and take the money from the rich people and maybe bring your energy bills down. Gone very political, hasn't it? It's gone very political this week. I'm feeling very upset about that. Oh, let's do Brexit let's fucking do the lot while we're here. Let's get these out of the way, because this is what I'm annoyed about. You're renting, aren't you? I am renting. Nigel Farage in the garage, has said Brexit has failed. Blames the Tories, of course, for the implementation of it. Part of the problem, of course, with Brexit, there's a lot of problems, but there wasn't a clear explanation of what would happen if we Brexited. It was, do you want a Brexit or not? Now everyone go, well, when I said Brexit, I didn't mean that Brexit. I want my Brexit. So maybe we should have another referendum saying, do you want Brexit or do you want... No, not that Brexit. The Brexit I wanted. Those could be the two choices, and then see what people come up with. I think this often, and I'm sure you do as well. And again, it's not an original thought. You're not going to get any original thoughts tonight. It makes me angry as the years go on that they use that NHS thing on the side of the bus. And the people who put that on knew very well that they weren't going to give them money. They knew there wasn't any money to give, and B, they wouldn't give it to the NHS even if there was. But also, they knew that they were going to want to dismantle the NHS. And if you tell me that that advert didn't convince 500,000 people who weren't going to vote for it, who were going to vote Remain and decided to change to Brexit, if you really don't think it convinced that many people, because that's all it needed to do. Because if 500,000 people, they weren't worried about immigrants, they weren't worried about sovereignty, they just thought, oh, it'd be nice to get that money and put it into the NHS. Simple people, some would say stupid people, but 500,000 people just had to make that choice based on that, and then that changes the whole result. And it makes me quite angry that the people who put that on, oh, we've gone off, we disappeared, oh no. Are we still there? Are we still running? I've been taken off the air. My computer all went back to its screen. Can you see me in the chat room? Did I disappear? Am I back? Let's see what Chris Evans has to say. Am I here? Hello, can you see me? No one's answering. I mean, we're still making the show. I've got a message. It's from Chris Evans. It was iffy, but seems okay now. That's from before. I'm just going to check with Chris that it's working. Okay, hopefully we're back. The powers that be, they heard what I was saying about the Queen, they heard what I was saying about the government, they heard what I was saying about Brexit. It was a con. You got long conned. I mean, you know it was a con, and everyone knew it was a con, and yet people still voted for it. I mean, fucking hell. Anyway, let's go on to some light-hearted stuff. I'm feeling a bit shitty, so, and the internet's going bad. It's all my fault. It is all your fault. Right, here comes the funny news. Is it going to be funny? We'll see. Oh, come on. Everything's just super slow. I might have lost my buttons. Matthew Wright has broken his silence on Phil and Holly's background thing. That was what that story was. It's not going to work without the pictures. Let me see if I can get anything up. Oh, we got Chris Evans trying to sort it out. You know, maybe it's the universe trying to tell us something, Ali. What's that? That maybe it's time to close the doors on Twitch of Fun. No, you can't do that. I would never do that. You can't do it, Richard. What will become of us, the poets, if we don't do it? I can't really do the show without my news stories. And you can sing a song like we did in the Blitz. Oh, Jerry is coming over the mountains. He's flying in his Luftwaffe planes. Look at that silly fucker. It doesn't know it's shooting down the drains. Oh, look at that cheesy helmet. Cheesy helmet. Yes, he's flying his fucker to the ground. And he's jumping up and down in his fucker, yeah, in his nasty shitty nitty, his nasty shitty shoes. Oh, look at this, it's all reloading. See the stories very quickly. Jerry Springer dies, age 79. That's from a few weeks ago. Let's try it now, let's see what happens. It was, nothing's happening. Well, you know, I think this is how it ends, Richard. Not with a dang. Not with a what? Not with a dang, but with a winter. Yeah. I'll tell you what the stories are going to be. And then we'll see if we can talk about them. A guy... Oh, this one came up on the internet and the Twitter feed. I might be able to find it. In fact, I think it's in the... I think we'll be able to read... I'll read this one to you. This is about a guy... I was left gasping for... This is The Sun. 2 journalists, Paul Sims and Robin Perry, worked together on this one. A man says, I was left gasping for breath and nearly choked after swallowing a Big Mac whole for a challenge. Not the whole of a Big Mac, a whole Big Mac. Food fanatic John Dawes bit off more than he could chew after he swallowed a Big Mac whole and nearly choked. I mean, there's a surprise there, isn't there? I mean, what was he expecting? I don't know what he was thinking. The 43-year-old was left gasping for breath while scoffing the McDonald's burger during his last one-bite meal challenge. Don't eat it. I mean, I wouldn't encourage people to eat meals with one bite. That maybe the kind of people who think that's a good idea, that's not a bad thing for them to do, because then, you know, we'll get rid of them. His previous trials have seen him demolish a McDonald's filet of fish, a Greg's caramel custard donut, and a Greg's pain au chocolat, each in one go. But John, known online as Food and the Beast, said the 500-calorie Big Mac was his toughest yet, and has warned others not to try it at home. Delivery driver John of Billingham, Teesside. Oh, he's from your lot, isn't he? Yeah, he's from my lot. Teesside. Yeah, he's from Middlesbrough. There's nothing else to do in the Middlesbrough, Teesside area than attempt to kill yourself by choking to death on a Big Mac. I knew I was in trouble once I swallowed it and I got it down, but then I couldn't breathe. It was stuck in my throat, but thankfully not for very long. That's why I put a note on the video warning people not to try it at home. John was able to down the burger made with 2 beef patties, 3 slices of bread, lettuce, cheese. We know what a Big Mac's made of. I like to train my throat so I can take in more food. Oh, yeah. Is that what he's training it for, John? He's training it to take in a Big Mac. Yeah, Big Mac. Isn't that Big Mac? Yeah, the Big Mac, yeah. He currently holds the world record for eating the most Greggs sausage rolls in half an hour, having scoffed 21. That's not many. Oh, we could beat that, couldn't we? I'm going to beat that next week. We're coming back next week with 22 Greggs sausage rolls, and I'm going to eat them in half an hour. Half an hour? I mean, he must be the only person who's tried. I mean, I thought the story was a man trying to swallow a burger and being surprised he choked. But the story is a man who thinks he can eat a lot, he can only eat 21 sausage rolls in half an hour. I could eat 21 in 15 minutes, and I'm going to do it live without biting any of them in next week's Twitch of Fun, if it comes back. So there was that one. I'll tell you what else we had. I mean, this isn't... Oh, this your plants scream. Do you know this a lot? Your plants scream when we forget to water them. No, they don't. They do. It's in the Science Focus magazine. Biologists from Tel Aviv University have found that plants emit sounds comparable in volume to normal human conversation when they're stressed. These sounds are too high-pitched for humans to hear. Luckily, for those scientists. But it's like, I've disappeared. But it's likely, I think I'm Chris just working on stuff. It's like they could be heard by insects and perhaps by other mammals. Yeah, even in a quiet field, there are actually sounds that we don't hear. Wow, so like plants are screaming at us, give me water, give me water. It's a bit unbelievable when an inanimate object starts talking, Richard. I just find it a bit incredulous. Oh, Johnny soldier stands up to the Nazis. Why are you singing the songs from World War II? I was there. And shoots them with his Bellinger gun. His Bellinger gun, yeah, I think that's a kind of gun. He's in his Spitfire, not in his nest of shitfire. And he's sees the Fockers coming over the hill. They're always coming over a hill. They're in planes. And the Fockers, they are coming still. But we'll shoot them down and then they'll die and in the fields. And the plants will scream for victory as it happens. That's weird that I was in the song as well. Okay, so was that? I mean, no, we could just finish this, couldn't we? Let's see if it's working. What's that? Don't even know what that one is. Night Arel. What does that mean? Night Arel. Matthew Wright, what I like was Matthew Wright breaking his silence on Holly and Phil, like everyone. I mean, I've just broken my silence on Holly and Phil because I kept a long silence about them, but as if everyone was waiting for Matthew Wright to break his silence. But, you know, we could do that. Night Arel, don't even know what that is. That's why I need the things to come up. There's one about hidden room, not very interesting. Well, just like, I thought it'd be quite funny if they found you in a hidden room. I'll tell you this story. Where's it gone? Oh, hold on, we've gone the wrong bit. That's why. Save stories. Woman's horror after finding a hidden room filled with sinister photos in her house. A woman's taken to Reddit to share she discovered the secret room in her basement, and as it wasn't creepy enough, she had to uncover what's inside. She explained how she found the room while carrying out renovation work, saying she didn't know anything about it beforehand. It was when she started removing old paneling and she broke through to a secret room. I found a hidden room in the basement and things in the ceiling. The only access is through a small square in the wall, and it was covered with paneling and walled off years ago. She went to explain how her house was built in 1893. She bought it of a man with an interest in radio. The basement was a radio room. The previous owner had a fancy radio and talked to people all over the country, she added. We have a huge radio tower in the backyard. When searching the room and its ceiling, she discovered radio equipment, a vintage chic Colonel electric razor, a rigid pin-up poster, and creepy film negatives. They're creepy pictures of ladies' butts in underwear. They were hidden in the ceiling. They're all creepy butt pictures. We tossed them. Yeah, I bet your husband tossed them. She believes the pictures were taken without the women's permission, with some shot at a distance through a fence, then hidden in a secret room. But, you know, I think, I was just going to say, I think it would be more scary when I leave this house, maybe when I die. I haven't got anything too embarrassing pornography-wise. Luckily, I'm not the kind of person who takes photos of women's butts through a fence. But I do have a lot of creepy puppets, and I quite like the idea of hiding you in some crevice up here, and then eventually someone would come to take the paneling out, and all you guys fall out. It'd be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? It would be amazing. Well, you know what, Ali? We've done our best. We've got Chris Evans, not that one, trying his best to sort stuff out. What was the Night RL? What was that? Let me see if I can find the pictures, because some of them will be on here, but a lot of them aren't. Centaur Parks. Oh yeah, nightmare. That's what it is. Aldi customer had just started shopping when his worst nightmare happened. What do you think it was? Did all his clothes fall off? He was walking through Aldi with no clothes on. It wasn't that. No, it wasn't that. Did a big monster come and attack him and get him and hurt him? No, it wasn't that. I haven't got the news story, so I can't tell you what it was. It was something quite bad, and I think he had a stroke or something. But again, the way it's phrased in the picture, I thought could lead to some comedy. You are very wrong. Yeah. Should we bring Henry the Hippo out? No. I think that just someone saying big wobbling boobies could help. No one likes the same threes, Richard. Sit on it, Dada. Sit on it. Well, it's been a washout. Let's go and spend some time with the family. Yeah, look, you should have done that one. Did somebody say stroke? Yeah, good. Well done to, it was a bit late, to Fotheringham. Oldie is a nightmare. That's what I should have done. That's better. That's what I should have done. Well, we'll just forget about this one. We'll keep it secret. Those of you who've seen it, I can only apologise to you. Yeah, it can't be the end. We can't end on this one. We've got to end on a good one. And it will never end, Richard. You can't end this. You love it. I do love it, and I love talking to you. And you are my, apart from my dog, you're my best friend, and the only person I think who really understands me. I think that's true. But I think for today, I'm not feeling well enough to do this. Everything's gone wrong. Chris Evans has fucked everything up. It's not his fault. It is his fault. It's the BT internet has been letting me down a little bit, and I've done reads for you guys. Come on, pull your fingers out. We'll see you probably next week. An attempt. I think my wife's away next week as well, so that's a double reason to do it. I won't be tired. Yes, you will. I know I will be. I won't have Henry the Hippo in here. Richard, I think all you need to make this work. Well, you get on my hand the right way around. That would help. I think I can save the show with my special closing song. I do the closing songs. I'm doing this one. Oh, I like the goblin boobies. I like them very much. I like the ones that wobble and the ones they let you touch. I like wobbling boobies in the morning, wobbling boobies at night. My favourite wobbling boobies are the ones that are in my sight. Really? I've got a magic scarf, but I don't really care about that, 'cause all I want to see is a lady's big wobbling blaps. I used to be on the telly. I used to proper stuff. Don't worry, it'll be fine. See you next week, guys. It'll be better next week. We'll do it. We'll pull it all out of the pan next week.
Bye.